Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Cosmo was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Cosmo's life, and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. What the? That was a Susato takedown. A Susato what? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry, prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence.
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Cosmo always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled the sign from the wardrobe doors before you opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, it's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Cosmo. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Cosmo thought so highly of you. Thank you, Suzuto-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least. Thank you. So you finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. No. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. What does she think I am, a magician? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Suzuto-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. This is where dear Cosmo-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Cosmo, he didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as though the last entry is incomplete. I messed up. Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. That's out of the question. What? Cosmo-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important, something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. Oh dear, that won't do. What's the matter, Suzuto-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Ah, yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? It's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Oh yes, I see it. It says this way up in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realized a foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. The books have fallen over on the shelf, look. And what's this, a statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked, and everything mowed down at once. I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training. What do you think? These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Berea. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Damn, I didn't mean to click it. When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open, this boat had been firmly closed. It's quite a small boat and not particularly sturdy, and it just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. I remember reading once in a detective novel, the culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. The door of this cabin and its frame were made of metal and they sealed together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me? Look, I was wondering how's it's going, the investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it's not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about this crime. Very funny. It wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. So last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Yes, of course not. Now back to the corner of your room and make silence. I say no more to you. Seigi, a Japanese word for justice. The brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away on the ship? Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still. But no, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama. No. That's my dinner from last night, a roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Suzuda-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right, so he didn't touch it. Which... Oh no, does that mean... Bro Kazuma-sama spent his last night on the earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. I suppose it shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have been broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure, that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? And the mark beside it, what is it, I wonder? It has some sort of brick-like hue. Yes, you're right. It is the color of a brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in this cabin. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he wrote the message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama, no doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to, you're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray didn't find their way in when the seas are rough or something like that. I suppose maybe that's it. Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be a European. Oh, how did he... You noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Never heard of that, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like the member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And he is investigating Cosmo's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does Suzuto-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect that you noticed already, but just in case. Wow. Excuse me? Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh. This is a critical point in my investigation. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Greetings. What exactly were you doing on Cosmo's desk just now? Oh, I see. Fascinating. I'm sorry, what do you see? Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, what? And now whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh. But how? How did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There's no mystery, madam. Dear madam, for example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to lord the Crystal Tower. And when the B-ribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing to see for these eyes. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. What? And you're plotting a revolution too? It's shameful behavior, Naruto-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen, there's no way Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. Oh, but was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Huh. There you have it. You see, what do you make of that, hmm? Well, to be honest, the ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, Monty boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles. You see, I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. I don't think you introduced yourself. Oh, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes. So, it's really you, the actual Sherlock Holmes. The very same, the inimitable actual Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man, Suzuro-san? The most famous detective in the world? Naruto-san, of course I do. There's nobody else who hasn't heard of him. We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Herlock, was it? No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. But please call me Sholmes. You can read all my exploits in the Society London publication. Oh yes, Rand's magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interesting articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have sent it from England especially. Yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then? Indeed, I am. And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective. Make no mistake, I'm not the pert, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward. My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles in my magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson. I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really, I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer notices even when the most subtle of reactions in a subject. A flame of glance, a twitch of muscle, a slight inclination of the posture, fingernails, arm sleeves, frozen in the skin, all these things are data. Right. And the true logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is without fail the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago, how so you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction and fame. That's what makes me the one and only Herlock Sholmes.